John, you spoke a lot yesterday and today again about the contrasting styles. Do you think that's setting up the Test series very well? And what are your expectations for the Test series?
I do think it's contrasting styles. I think there's a nice level of alignment in South African rugby. I think no team is playing. The old days are very different. Western Springboks had long hair and threw the ball around, and a very nasty Afrikaans keeper in Pretoria who didn't pass it. Yeah, that was the cliche. And now it's we all very similar. But I think the All Blacks will not change. They play a fantastic style of we dream of rugby. They're not playing contestable kicks. They're moving the ball really, really well. And we're going really to the URC World Cup model, the Champions Cup of a set piece. Everything's a contest. And I don't know, it's going to be fascinating to see who's going to win, because I'm absolutely convinced that All Blacks will not change. They can't change. It's too late. They don't want to. They've really a really good coach who's absolutely committed to that style of rugby. I mean, that ball fizzed in the brew in those first 5 minutes. It's good. And we have a clear DNA. And it's going to be absolutely fascinating come Baltimore to see it. I mean, it's brilliant. Because I don't think the Springboks are going to say we want to entertain or we want to chase. Springboks want to win, so it's yeah. I think South Africa is in a good position.
I know that the result's probably not what you want, because everybody wants to win. But are you proud of how the guys, you asked yesterday that they just make it honour the occasion. Do you think they did that?
More than. I think we said in the week here, we've got pride as a team, and that we go out there and play one of the better teams in the world, and come back with our pride in the change room. And there's enormous pride in the change room. I can't fault anything about the team. It was a remarkable effort, yeah. We've trained 3 weeks. Obviously, always going to be a risk for that first bit of contact was the first bit of contact since W. So to do that performance, we said the first 5 or 10 minutes our heads will ring a bit, because we just kind of. We knew we were a couple of injuries, because guys just so Imad Khan going early on. We ended up with I don't know who was scrum off at the end. Sometimes Warwick, and then flank on the wing. And we're boxing, so I'm super proud of them, and I think hopefully we did the occasion, which was a great occasion, justice.
So you can take that and build on, because I mean you still got a lot of heavyweights to come back from the box later in the season.
Oh, I think we carried on where we were in where we were in London. I thought it was a similar picture on 68 minutes or 65 minutes. We're going toe to toe. Obviously, a quality team like that, and reshuffled like we were. We couldn't hold on. Key to this kind of tour is games, is things like this evening. That Lions tour was awful. I know there was reason. I think we lost 8 guys in the week with COVID, and the SAA and Springboks in a bubble. And every franchise took 50. And then I think there's a limited point. All you're doing is giving a nice possession to the visiting team. So if you can make it that the franchise is competitive, then I think there's enormous value, both for the next tier of players. I mean, Yakin Ahmed wouldn't have got the chance to play against Bowden Barrett if we didn't have this sort of game, or it's just really it just broadens the pool of South African rugby, it broadens the interest. So I think it's fantastic. The key is that we must be in a position prepared to put out a decent performance. I think we did that tonight. I think if we'd had maybe a couple more Springboks, or we'd had done a few weeks to train for it, we would have done even better. But I think, I can't speak about the value of the Rugby Championship, but at these tours, you'll watch this gather momentum as long as the local franchises, compete. I suppose you're never going to get back to the days that Greek was on a Tuesday. There's just not enough time. So the key is the 4 franchises. And maybe we can be more creative there. Maybe in the future we could bring in 3 or 4 guys from Greek Quiz and Plaza Stormers. When it comes to the X1, we 3, X3, Stormers 23, Stormers 23. But I think that that could be good for South African rugby. But I think this tour is, you could just see that energy tonight. Fantastic.